Oh, the light.
Like how you almost tried to get me up, so I would be late.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on. We're back. We're uncensored right now. Welcome to a show. We forgot the lights. That's Kyle, actually. That's like your thing. Yeah, like I always leave that one ready for you.
Welcome to the lights.
Welcome to the lights. Our lighting director. All right, everybody. Welcome to another awesome show. This one, our game plan is to get through the whole thing uninterrupted. Did have to change a bunch of settings last week to get us frantically onto Facebook. So our show last week is on Facebook Live. And right now, everything looks good. We're streaming. Nick Sloviak's in the house. He's getting an air horn. We're giving everybody an air horn for just being here. We got already a pretty good showing of live members. Okay. And we're skipping. Are we over here? What's happening? So, identity crisis because they played in red jerseys last event. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We got all sorts of stuff going on here. We got a lot of stuff. But I want to thank everybody for sticking with us and joining us. Those of you who were able to find us last week. So, in the middle of the show, we showed off that beautiful Nectr Force, the marker, which we've done before. We've showed off paintball markers on this show, and I'm very careful to say marker right now because I don't want the AI chat bots to attack us, the alphabet AI bots. And about 5 or 10 minutes into the conversation with Tom Cole, we were shut down. And obviously, when the thing shuts down, it's like, hey, your feed's been, usually we're like, well, been here before.
Yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and refresh it, start it up again. Lando, I'm not buying that one. I'm not doing it.
Which
I even took the one down behind me. But, yeah, so we couldn't figure it out. And
I, like when you get food poisoning, you know what it was that you ate. When I had it and I put the barrel towards the camera so that the camera could see down into the bolt, I was like, this doesn't seem like it's a good idea in my head. And then it was like cut off.
Well, no, because we got a little bit of conversation with Tom. It was like a 5 or 10 minutes after that is when it got cut off.
Yeah,
we had
a little bit.
Yeah, it took a minute for the AI to go. So, all right, you're allowed to show guns, paintball guns, all that sort of stuff on YouTube. If we get shut down because I said that, I'm in trouble. However, not during a live stream. What if I'm there showing you my new, pistol? And I go, this is how you clean it. And then I shoot Kyle. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be a problem because they're not going to be able to take it down quickly. Or if I'm an active shooter ripping through somewhere, that they've had problems with that before. So that's it. That's the reason right there. So the show was still really good. And last week we had Pate on, and we gave away move of the event to Clint Johnson. We showed a couple of videos, which actually I could probably show that again. I'll turn this bit rate down a little bit here and make sure that we don't buffer. We don't want to buffer, right? We want high quality, but we don't want to buffer. So anyway, yeah, we yeah, no, dude. Give her over-unders on stream length. Hey, J.A. So, yeah, we're talking... We're moving some things around here. Anyway, so we still have a really good show for everybody today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a bunch of really cool giveaways. For those of you who are Mega Support status members, for all members of the show and the channel, we really appreciate your support over the past couple years. The last couple years. I was actually just talking to somebody at the gym yesterday who said he played... Oh, I'll tell you that story in a second. All members... I was at the gym.
That's a story.
I was taking Sloan to the pool. Yeah. Don't get
Did you get in the cold plunge?
All right. Not enough video to maintain a smooth stream. What is going on here with this thing?
You guys buffering out there?
Let's see. Stream... More than 2 years. Best damn show. 700-month supporter right here. And yeah, we'll have to figure out a way to do Legal Beagle betting group for AC. So our output bit rate streaming is at 4,000 kilobits. Encoder presets, standard quality, audio bit rate, pretty easy. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on here. Maximum bit rate allowed 51,000. Max audio is 160. I mean, we can turn this down to 144. And yeah, Schwartz Gable, sorry, with the Champs Club stuff. I mean, it's Facebook. You're doing Facebook. Yeah, these are rookie numbers, right? Oh wait, who's Brian? Never mind. So anyway, all Mega Support Status members, you guys got a little in the community section here on Facebook. You guys got a link to the Spick and Span show page where we just dropped some sweet Hormesis collabs. We've got these two bands. We've got which one? This one's Tuesday, and this one's Doghouse. Yeah. Doghouse Clouds, Tuesday Blue. Spick and Span collab. There's only 10 of these blue ones available. I think that there's 15 or so of these. So I want to thank Alex and Oliver for helping us out, supporting us, and they made this cool little shirts for us as well. I think there's only 2 of those, one of each, that we've got ourselves. They're up and live. One. So thank you very much for grabbing those, Mr. Robert Palomo.
Wow,
man, give this man an air horn. Also, you know what? We're gonna be throwing in
the shirt. Also,
he grabbed a shirt. Excellent, sparkly clean. We're gonna throw in some Nectar for the first handful of orders as well. We've got the Nectar boys have been loading us up, so we're loaded up right here. I actually got to pack some of these things for Harrison also. But if you're a Super Mega Support Status member, these are available to you. You guys got the discount code is in the community section. So they're priced very high. Make sure you use the discount code. It's in the community section. And once we go through a handful of those, if they're not sold out, we're going to pass it on to the discount merch perk members. So again, that's on the community section. You can get it from your mobile phone or from the desktop version. So if you're watching this on an iPad or something like that, you can't go into the community section. So if you're a Mega Support Status member, just go ahead and shoot us a DM, and we will.
I'll put a link in the comments here too.
Yep, put a link in there. But yes, there is a discount code, so you're gonna get it at a much better. It's over 50% off, I think. What's it? I don't even know what it's priced at, but you get it right around 50% off, somewhere in there.
You're better at math.
So I just don't even know. I don't even know what it says on the thing right now. So just know that it might be worth joining the Mega Support Status membership just for that. We're also going to give one of these away today on the show. We've also got a bunch of other cool stuff because we had these giveaways for last week.
Yeah.
But did you bring me one of these?
Oh, no, but I can. I'll bring it to the.
This is rad. Does it have a name? Tiger Wear Athletics. It's like a heavy long sleeve. We're gonna do this tan digi camo Tiger Wear band. We'll give this away on the show as well. And then this one's pretty rad. These are some cool, fun designs.
Yeah.
Right here. Water the seeds of your ambitions.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Tiger Wear. Looking fresh.
Yep.
So we got those to give away as well on the show. Someone didn't claim their shirt package from last week as well. So this is going back on the wheel. So if you're a Mega Support Status member, we're going to be giving away a headband, 2 headbands today. All members are going to have access if you're just a member of the show. Thank you, Brandon Braswell, for joining right here thanks for the support membership. Go ahead and put you on here.
And what membership gets a discount?
The Mega Support Status membership gets the discount.
There you go. So if you have Mega Support Status membership, don't accidentally purchase it.
And yes, Vintage Pokey, I will put the New Balance link for cleats is actually down in the description below. There's a lot of cool links down there, actually. You can get a link to get your pods for the Atlantic City event from Gen X Global. Gen X and Arfon will be out there. They also have that special additive into the molds of the plastics that make I think it's Eco One or Eco Logic that make the pods biodegradable in landfills. So another great reason, aside from the fact that they open well and they hold all your paintballs and they're the perfect shape.
They do their job.
They do their job. That's all you need. That's all you need from a pod is to do its job. We also got some pod caddies going out there today as well. So lots of cool giveaways, lots of fun stuff here, and we got Tom Cole back on the show. So we're gonna have Tom Cole.
He said he can come back.
He said he can come back.
Nice.
He said he can come back.
Okay.
So I'm gonna confirm it with him.
Are you just going off of what he told us last week?
No, I asked him again today. He said, "What time's good?" I said, "Half an hour sound good?" He said, "Sure."
All right.
Last time I said 4:15ish, and we called him at 4:15, and he's like, "Why are you calling me so early?" It's like, "Well, I said ish." Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna add you to the list here, Mr. Brandon. So that way you can get on the wheel and get some prizes. Look, Kyle, there's your name right there. Right underneath Doc.
Wow.
And Tiger Toot. I like that name. Tiger Toot. And then Justin Burrows, you won a GXG bottle. That's right. We've got most of the GXG pod caddies. Some of them come with these the water bottles in there with a little barrel plug in there. And then we've got the new tank tools. What's new tank tools? They're right here. What we got here? Nope. These are the Mr. Beast bars. Still got a bunch of these. Thank you, Steve, for sending us these ones. I've got some tank tools somewhere in here that we're also going to be showing off. Otherwise, I'm going to have to grab it out of my gear bag. Where are those tank tools? And then I've got a new build that I'm going to be wearing for this weekend. We got a lot of cool stuff going on here.
That dark one?
It's the dark one with the...
Sloan was wearing?
Yeah, these over there. Here we go. There's right here. It's the black, the gold.
Yeah, those are cool.
These are nice.
You look scary in those.
Do I? That's good.
Yeah.
Dude.
Don't you usually wear a clear lens?
Dude, no way. If I wear a clear lens, I look far less scary.
I know.
I look far more scared. AJ, there he is.
I thought you wear a clear lens sometimes. I've kind of been gravitating towards clear lately.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Because you do have better vision, but it's kind of harder to see.
I want a yellow lens that's not like super yellow. Like a HD lens.
So, JT has those, the lenses that are like the smoke to clear fade.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call those cigar smoke room lenses. Like it was a clear lens that had been left in a humidor, or like a room where you smoke cigars in for a long time, and they kind of got this brown look.
I think I had one of those.
Yeah, they're good. Those are nice. Or if they had those like photo sensitive ones that like kind of get better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, no, these are not Dynasty frames. So, I've got the Connect on. Let me see if I can get close. Can you guys see these? So it's got little dragons in it right there.
Ooh.
Yeah, these things are rad. These are super. And then I got the gold plugs here. So thanks, Andrew. Andrew hooked these ones up. And those are going to be my goggles for your bronze gradient is what they're called. That's right. Yeah, and yellow lenses are up close to those frames. Yeah. So I think it got a little bit of a good.
Timothy, for your question about when I'm releasing that Tiger Wear merch that I've been posting on Instagram, it's just a big process because we have a ton of it. So I'm trying to like get it all organized and see how I'm gonna. Some of it's gonna be pre-sale and some of it's just gonna go live. So I'm just trying to manage all of it because there's like 30 new products we have. So I'm trying to figure out how to allocate and so it's not like too much all at once. But it should be within next week or two, at least for the pre-sale.
And then, as always, thank you for all our sponsors, JT, GI Sports, for the paint, for those goggles, for making cool goggles that you can build and customize. Also, Gen X and Arfon being a supporter for a long time. Then we've got Matrix Gear. Paul, we got one of these shirts in here right now for somebody. He's also making us some more shirts that are, I think they were supposed to be here for the show today, but we'll get there. discount code videos coming. That was actually a really good one. I really liked the discount code video that you did that one time. Remember you did the video for the Tiger Wear that had the discount code hidden in it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The secret code.
Yeah. How does the stream look? Do we look good and sound good? Because right now I see on my end, it looks like everything's good. Although this just, I want to say this is encoding overload. Considering turning down video settings for fasting or using a faster encoding preset. Don't even know what that means. Don't know what that means.
Maybe pause this. You think that will help?
Whoops. There we go. No. Yeah, maybe pause that one so we don't have that.
I turn the Wi-Fi
Looks and
off.
good sounds. Get a little buffer once in a while. Yeah. So when we switched over to Facebook, I had to update all the stuff. Video drops a frame every now and then. Yeah, really strange because we're not outputting very much. We don't have 0% dropped frame rates on our end. CPU usage is good. I really don't know. Oh my gosh, what it could be, dude. This is a big one. That kind of like skips around, but I think that it had something to do with putting everything back into the system with a new update on OBS. So I also have a bunch of windows open. Looking at the Spick and Span show website. So anyway, let's go ahead and you want to grab Tom, get him on the horn here.
Yep.
And we've got a bunch of really cool ideas and concepts for him. Also, just because we didn't get a chance to do it last week, or maybe we did. There's a little donate QR code. Obviously, if someone's using the microwave, it's toast. We don't use the microwave very often.
Oh, and if any of you guys saw my post about the intel on the layout, missed out. I didn't get a lot of people that reached out for that, and we never get to share that.
Why don't you ever do it?
Because I don't want it to leak to other.
Oh, dude, any event, I don't care if it's Damage, the Russians, or your D6 team. Hit me up. I will tell you every single bounce shot and the deal.
I just didn't
give
want
away what secrets are you guys trying to hide?
Well, I gave a bunch of good info to TJ Bastards.
I saw that email.
And so
you
I
sent
didn't want
me.
to
the email was sent me. Yeah. And we'll talk about the layout. Is this and we'll talk about it with Tom, but I want to hear your guys' comments right now. If you guys have any questions for Tom Cole, put them in there right now. Let's get him going right now. And this link right here, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. This link that I just posted up, this is for Team USA. So if you guys have an ability to donate to Team USA, go ahead and do that right now.
Link right here, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place.
You gotta mute that.
All right, we're gonna get Tom here on the Nectr projector. Here he comes. Yes, camera.
How we doing?
Tom Cole, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Cole, he's back. We're streaming, Tom.
All right, how are you doing?
Was that good? How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to figure out what the best
thing to order at that hotel
I
is.
love the Facebook Live or the Facebook Live.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that, and we can kind of call you however if you want us to call you in on whatever.
Reality?
No, that's all right.
Yeah, on
Metaverse.
Skype if we can.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Oh, you sure are. There we go. Did you see that?
I do not.
It does a thumbs up when you.
How is it out there? You're out in Atlantic City already?
Yep, it's beautiful.
It is.
Actually, I think we've used up all our rain for the season between the ICPL and the NXL event, so it's beautiful. It's really nice because of the breeze off the ocean. I think it's a little hot when you get inland, but right where we are, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the weather's relatively good every time we've gone out there to Atlantic City. It's just kind of like Atlantic City is not very nice. The rest of it is like we've had good weather. It's just like not my favorite area, patch of dirt, patch of like land in the United States.
That place? I
You
thought
mean
you
as
said
far
you.
as the site is concerned, or the actual town of Atlantic City?
Just
thought
the
you
town
said
and
that
the
you like Atlantic City better than Las Vegas.
the
as far
town
as
and the surrounding areas. I feel like are just like a little kind of like unpolished. I would say.
It's a good term for a place that's been around since I think we landed here, right?
Yeah.
It's like, if we don't have it polished by now, it's not going to get polished.
That's right.
But yeah, no, it's they've been doing a lot of upgrades to it. So over the past couple of years, so we'll see how it goes. But I mean, the team count's really high, so someone must like Atlantic City.
That's great. So, and we're still okay. Let's talk about that because every event, I feel like the team count's been just record teams.
It has been.
You guys are like NVIDIA.
This one's better than it was last year, but this didn't break any records as far as like Vegas was insane, and then Texas was another great turnout, which broke records. And this may be breaking the third event record. I'd have to double check, but it's still a really high team count.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm very happy that paintball is somehow just fighting the good fight. You know,
Fighting the good fight, that's for sure.
There's a bunch of questions in there that we want to get going, but I want to talk to you more about all the stuff that we didn't get a chance to talk about last week, like obviously, namely like the ESPN thing. Obviously, you've kind of talked about it a lot, but how's that shaping up right now? And then I think one of the big questions that people had is, are they still going to be able to watch it on Go Sports? You guys aren't changing that.
They are going to be able to watch it on Go Sports. What we will be airing will not be the same show as what Go Sports is having. So Go Sports will be the live view or whatever of the actual, the way it always is. But then the production view will be different cameras and different stuff. So.
Okay. And then you guys added a bunch of stuff, right, to make like the whole production. There's a lot more cameras.
The footprint of the field, I think, is twice the size as normal.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we added additional cameras and different and more elaborate camera systems. I know we have a boom and a jib, and I'm not even going to pretend to know all the different terminology for what we have. But yeah, we've invested some sweat equity and money equity into making sure this is a win.
Okay, and so how big is this, right? So we've been on ESPN before. I know I've heard from a couple of people. They're like, this is like the biggest thing in paintball in a long time, which I agree, right? I think that this is a pretty big step, but like how big do you feel like this is for the sport and for the league and for all that?
I feel like it's a huge opportunity, right? It's not something we still couldn't drop the ball on, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it is a huge opportunity. So basically what it does is, so we ran into a roadblock with the sponsorship stuff. So when you start talking to outside people about sponsorship, the first thing they start asking you is what's your TV stuff? And
right.
What commercials, how are we going to get more traction than just the, the 15,000 people that are watching us now, right? So that's that next step. So theoretically, if this continues on this trajectory, next year this could be the Atlantic City brought to you by, Monster drinks, and I'm making that drink up, or whatever, making up, we're not talking to them or anything, but, it could be the Monster Energy drink, Atlantic City Open, and then they would then get those commercials on ESPN. So that's basically what ESPN's giving us is commercial rights, right? So we would call it that, and then it would go to a Monster commercial. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's big, right? And depending on how many people watch it, that's why we will need to do our own push, but hopefully get the community behind it to go out and make sure everybody watches this, so that we can get good viewership, so that we can continue on this trajectory.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, right? And do you know when it's going to air yet?
It's going to be between the 2nd and 4th
of October.
August. I'm sorry, August.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay, cool. So it's about just over a month turnaround.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty quick turnaround for the TV world. And there was something else. So cornhole, and cornhole's been my nemesis throughout this.
Dude, it's my nemesis too.
Me and you've talked about that before. But so they were on the Ochos in 2020. So they did a 30-minute special in 2020, and last year ESPN had purchased 300 hours of showtime or airtime from them.
Jeez.
Dang.
So
300 hours of show. And then, so just to clarify, we're doing one show and it's 23 minutes?
It's 30 minutes. It's counted as 30 minutes, even though it's a 24-minute show.
24 minutes of us. Yeah, the cornhole is the Ocho success story.
Yes, that is the Ocho success story.
And then, Verbal has a great question. How is the league structured right now, or is it at all, for if there is a big deal where ESPN comes in and says, wow, this is a huge hit, we're going to buy 300 hours at I don't even know what type of money you're talking at that level. How is the league structured to kind of, where's the trickle down work with how does that work with the pros and the rest of the league? And
yeah, we're currently not structured for any of that. And as we move into that, we would have to realign ourselves, right? Like obviously the perfect situation is that we would go to the teams and either increase the prize package based upon how much money we're receiving, or do a trickle down for all the teams, right? And in lieu for whatever, something along those lines. But it doesn't just increase our value. So just think of like the NIL contracts now in college sports, right? It's so you become more valuable because you are also on TV, right? So your sponsorship placement becomes significantly more valuable.
You would have had me if I haven't already been on TV 7 or 8 different times and gotten absolutely maybe like 15 or 20 times if you count those 3-on-3 ones, and haven't gotten anything from it. But I do like that pitch, and I'm still kind of slightly a believer in that theory of you're on TV. Even though it's only the top 2 teams, and then,
Let me give you the difference, though, between what happened in the past and what happened and what the goal of the future is in the past, most of them were time buys, and they had a limited time frame, right? So giving Caitlin Clark $6 million or whatever she got from Nike, right? They know she's going to be on the WNBA for the next 4 years. If Nike would have given you that money, and it wasn't even on ESPN the very next year. We've never had
multi-year deal
seasons. Yeah, we've never had a multi-year deal.
Fox Sports Net had the back-to-back.
Did they?
Yeah, but it was Beyond the Paintball, Extreme Paintball Beyond the Paint 1 and 2, season 1 and 2. But I don't think season 2 was locked up after season 1 was done. I think they just kind of were like, let's do it again, and then they bought another one into there. But yeah, I made exactly. I made my billions with my Febreze commercial. So it. Well, this is an interesting one. As far as talking points go, are you guys going to not talk about how much pro paintball players make to make it so it's like a little bit more glamorous, or is that like do you guys have talking points that need to be covered and shouldn't be covered at all?
That is a good question. We do have some of the talking points, kind of like, we know what we're going to be talking about. We're not really hiding what you guys make. I mean,
you should.
I don't know. Someone's making $80,000 a year. That's not a bad salary.
I'm talking about the prize money that the NXL. I'm talking about the prize money that the NXL, and also I don't know if you want to.
We probably won't mention the prize package.
That's kind of what I was getting to, and I don't know if you should mention the $80,000 a year either, because I don't know if that's on the books or not.
Good point. I won't mention anything.
For whoever's getting it, because Greenspan ain't getting $80,000 a year.
Playing for the joy and love of the game. Playing for the love of the game.
Yeah. I'm just playing so I can get on TV again and win that big Dick Clark deal. That's you. I mean,
so see, I wasn't a part of the whole Dick Clark situation, so I don't even know that much about that dialogue. So
it was just a promise, Someone, I think he bought the rights to be able to show the X-Ball, actually, of all of it, X-Ball, and then everybody's like, it's gonna happen, and then it never happened.
Yeah. We're definitely in a different place now. Like, even the production company had said that it's significantly cheaper now to film what we're doing than what it was back then. And there's just also a lot more desire for content from the media people.
Yeah, and that's the big one, right? I think we've talked about this so many times on the show about like what type of content, how the content should be done, and. when and where.
And also from our point of view, it's also like if it doesn't work, then we can stop talking about it. You know what I mean? Like I always have this side thing. It's like, you know, like do we concentrate on making this a televised sport and kind of make it spectator friendly and all these hoops that we jump through for that? You know what I mean? And if this doesn't work or the industry doesn't want it to happen for whatever reason, you know, whatever, if everybody's not excited about it, then we can just stop chasing this dream and go back and chase a different dream. You know what I mean? So, but we need to give it our full court press to see if it's going to work.
Mm-hmm. And we've talked about this too, and Bobby has a really good, great question. Will the commercials during the show be paintball related?
That is to be determined. And
to be determined. Do you have anybody currently interested in putting in a commercial?
Like SpaceX or Tesla?
Yeah,
Red Bull.
We do.
Okay, good. Are there spots? If somebody out there who's watching this,
somebody here would like a spot, they can reach out to me.
Okay, great. That is good to know. But we don't know the time yet. Still, correct? We know between.
We don't know the time.
Second
we'll know the time in July.
Okay.
We'll get the actual time slot. But all of that is flexible, right? There's still going to be a good chance that they'll pull an audible on what time we're air.
Of course. Yeah, they kind of know, or they kind of own what they want to do. And I guess if they see the pilot, if they see it first, if they see some of the screenings of it, and they're like, "Wow, this is going to be cool," they'll adjust it around accordingly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, they're doing a live sport. They're doing a lot of live sports over that weekend at the same time. Mm-hmm. And if something happens to those live sports, inclement weather or the games didn't work out the way they wanted or whatever happens, right, they'll just jump us in, plug us into those time slots as well.
That's right. Okay.
So we're hoping this thing gets aired 20 or 30 times.
Sure. That's the ideal ideal scenario. Absolutely. And you said you got Maddie Marshall is commentator number 1, and then you got one of their guys is commentator number 2. Are you going to have like a Lauren Kelly or somebody on the ground to kind of spruce things up?
So that is still up for debate. They didn't know if they wanted to have that. So we are going to do interviews, but they're going to do it more of a docu style. Was kind of the theory.
Okay.
So we have a little break between before the final match. We have about a 2-hour break. We're going to realign the field, like make sure everything is working with the field, repaint the logos, kind of make it look nice. And then during that time, the 2 teams will be getting interviewed.
Okay. Yeah, actually, that's a great question. That someone else mentioned. I think Mario asked, "Are there going to be any special rules?" And I mean, we've talked about it just in kind of leading up to this and how the layout and what we're going to do, blind or released. Are you guys going to reserve the right to be able to change the layout if it's not exciting leading up into the finals to make sure that this is like going to be the best possible outcome for?
So, I mean, I think you've known me well enough. I reserve the right at all times to make any changes at any point.
Yeah.
I think we need to
we're doing it at the next event. Cancel the event. Canceled.
Yeah, so I am fully willing to pull an audible and deal with the consequences if this is not going the way we want it to go. That is for sure. And I don't want to scare anybody, but yeah, if you guys end up with a 1-1 final out there or something, we're going to have rule changes out the wazoo next year. So,
well, there probably won't be a next year to worry about with ESPN if it's a 1-1 game.
Say that again?
If it's a 1-1 game, I don't know if there's going to be any kind of ESPN deal in the next time around.
No, I'll probably re-air the World Cup footage, the stuff that we've already sent them.
I'll take that. Let's do that. That's actually. Or what about Vegas? Vegas was a great one. Just think if anything's boring.
We could theoretically use Vegas too, but I think World Cup's a better angle there.
Have you heard if they're gonna maybe mic people up for this? Mic the players up?
We are gonna mic people up.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That'll be cool. And then it'll be post-produced, so cussing, they'll be able to cut all that out. What about bleachers? Are you guys going to? Well, I guess this is a 2-part question. Are you going to look at the amount of teams and say, I might need more bleachers? And then with that being said, for instance, Vegas was a great example. You said you were boasting the biggest event, non-World Cup event ever, and then the smallest set of grandstands ever. But that's why you have Dynasty All Access. Go to dynastypaintball.com. All Access Pass gets you VIP seating with drinks and snacks and all the Dynasty guys. So anyway, go ahead and answer the question.
So, two questions there. Appreciate the shots. So one, we have free viewing, right? So all that space that's not being able to take it up by bleachers is given away to free viewing. So if you tier it right and you put Spicka up front and SK in the back, a lot of people can watch. If you put
hold on, who's orchestrating that? Excuse me, I need to get to the front. You're taller than me, like.
Get up there, take a knee.
That's what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah, short guys up front.
So this event we will have 2 grandstands this time because we're doing a World Cup, or we're actually doing grandstands on either side of the VIP.
Okay, cool. Just like no, that's how you normally do it on either side of the VIP.
That's how we used to do it before we added the free viewing, and we're still gonna have some free viewing, but it is gonna be smaller.
Okay, I see. Oh, I see. So you always have a free viewing element, so because you're a man of the people and you want to make sure that everybody gets a chance. And that's right. That's actually, I never even thought about that, and that's actually a really good point because I know a lot of people do ask that. And this question about the grandstands, it's not like something I noticed and I was like, I better bust his balls about it. These are just questions that we get from guys. I actually have this right here listed as questions that somebody wanted. It was like invest in grandstands for TV.
Yeah, so we invested in the grandstands for TV specifically.
Okay,
and
cool.
yeah, I've seen like in one of the many threads of people like talking crap about my choices in life. Someone was like, I bought a ticket and I booked all this stuff and I got there and the grandstands were sold out, the VIP was sold out. I'm like, so let me get this straight. So you bought your flight, you bought your hotel room, but you didn't decide to go pay $15 in advance for your tickets because we do sell them in advance.
Yeah, this is great, actually, because we are going to be showing you a couple of memes. I couldn't get a bunch of them. I went through a lot of the Pro Paintball Troll and the Paintball Trolls thing. I even messaged them directly. But I do have a handful of memes that you'll be able to look at and you'll be able to react, because I think this is great. And maybe actually, like on websites, like if you go into field1paintball.com or if you go into dynasties.paintball.com, there are videos in there of Yosh kind of like walking people through specific, like, this is how you sign up for the Champs Club, this is how you sign up for this is how you change your sizing, this is how you screw in your barrel. It could just be like frequently asked questions with Tom,
Okay.
As you're booking your hotel and your rental car through Hertz, maybe take a look at purchasing grandstand tickets, because the grandstands do sell out. While we do have free viewing, sometimes if you don't know where to stand based on how tall you are, you may not be able to get a good speed.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you can also check out dynastypaintball.com for an all-access
You're going to have to pay for Thursday?
So if you paid for Sunday at Texas, you get free, right? Because if we didn't refund you, you just get your Sunday again. A lot of people that watch it will be watching again on Thursday, but anybody else new coming would have to pay for Thursday.
Okay. My mom's coming. I just don't know how it works because I don't usually buy grandstands, so I'll look into that.
We can let her into the Dynasty.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Wait.
I mean, I go into the Dynasty thing, right?
It's a great. It's cool. It's just right there. It's off in the corner. You don't have it's not like the best view, but you get to watch like that one Dorito corner player on that side play, and you can kind of see the whole field. And we have a TV usually in there, so the webcast is playing.
You got snacks. You got some treats in there.
We've got snacks, treats, and then the Dynasty guys are in there. We're just hanging out usually. And Spicka's mom will be there.
I've seen a Dynasty guy in there, but I've seen the treats.
Okay.
So that's what I go for.
Okay.
I go for the treats.
Worth it either way. Came for the treats. Didn't see any Dynasty guys, but it was still good. So let's just quickly back on Vegas real quick. I don't know that we've talked about the summit and how well that went. Is that still on the radar for next year? Did that go well?
It's definitely on the radar. I mean, I thought the summit. I think we did. I would say I would give us a B+ on the overall summit, the classes, and that thing. I think for a first time out, it was a good endeavor, but there's definitely some stuff we can do to improve it. And we've gotten a lot of feedback from the stores and fields, and they give us their opinions, and almost all of it was positive, with basically some friendly pointers out of stuff that we could have done better. And there was definitely, we dropped some balls, having never done that before. I think the award show I would give us an A+ on that.
I would give that even higher than it. That's like, we got extra credit for that thing. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it's funny because I was getting grief for the ICPL from some industry people just recently. Like, why'd you go back to Texas? And when I gave them grief about talking crap, they're like, we have a right to say that. And I'm like, yeah, you do, but you never say anything when we do good stuff. Like, thanks for the award show, that was epic. But yeah, I thought the award show was great. I was very proud of it. It was probably one of my proudest moments in paintball when I walked into that auditorium and saw the Major League Paintball logo and a line of people behind the red velvet waiting to get in there. It was impressive.
Yeah, that was awesome. And everybody here, I think there were a lot of people from the Southern California area that just went there just for the summit and for all that stuff. And I do believe that you guys earned a solid A+ on the award show. I think that from what I heard, the actual kind of whatever the tech classes and that side of things could have gone the trade show part maybe 2 days instead of 3, but yeah, it's pretty cool. That was really good. What about the Hertz thing? So do you have any feedback from Hertz themselves?
Yeah, we did a call with them early last week, and they're super happy. Obviously, everybody wants more bookings, right? And we've had some challenges, on both sides with some of the stuff. Inventory's been a little bit of a challenge because they're not used to our uptick in volume. Mm-hmm. So those are all growing pains, and all good growing pains. Yeah, they've been sold out twice. They sold out in Vegas and at Dallas.
Well, that's great. That's actually kind of a funny fumble on their part. Like if they were to partner with somebody and then not alert the venue.
I believe they alert, but they're using year-long algorithms or multi-year algorithms on how many cars they rent. They're not going to go because Tom said we think we're going to rent a bunch of cars. We're going to move a bunch of our fleet from Florida to Vegas. You know what I mean? I'm not beating the Hertz AI system. So yeah.
Okay, touche. I guess generally what they'll do is they'll partner with somebody and then just kind of like hope that it goes well. But it's good that if they're giving feedback like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're somewhat of an unknown entity, right? It's not like if you suddenly picked up the Super Bowl, they kind of can guess the volume. But for us, you know what I mean? Like, and I way undersell, right? That's one of my challenges, right? I don't try and push the envelope and say, like, we're going to have 1 million people rent your cars. I try and set expectations low so that we can overachieve, but sometimes it doesn't work well with cars.
Right. You should set your expectations and then overachieve. You don't necessarily need to set them low intentionally.
So Garland, Texas told me, we had a meeting with the mayor after the event, and the lady literally said in 25 years of doing events, we're the first people to not overinflate their numbers.
That's great.
The entire time.
Yeah. That's like a girlfriend or like a girl that you kind of like wanted to go out on a date with, but you didn't, and she tells her friends or the guy that she's hanging out with now, well, he's so nice though. It's like, what a guy. He never really came on to me very strong. He's just like such a nice guy. It's like, that's a cool stat to have, but I don't know. Where does that get us? It doesn't get you into trouble. That's for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't get us into trouble. Yeah, I'd rather tell people what I believe the expectation is going to be and maybe downplay it a little bit just to cover, a short sell on our part than I would to promise them the world, right? I always make the Chuck Hedge thing, you know what I mean? Like I feel Chuck's like a true sales guy, right? He promised and then tried to build backwards.
Sure.
And I'm just always afraid of that, right? I don't want people to... and the venue side is also a small community, right? So same thing with us, right? I want them to say, hey, when they say they're going to do something, they deliver.
Okay. That's good to know, though, right? Do we have any other potential outside non-endemic sponsors that are like kind of excited? Or
beating at the door?
Well, I wouldn't say beating at the door, but just kind of like...
anything I'm going to give you yet? No.
Nothing that would give us? Okay. Any industries? How about any other industries? Obviously, we're locked in the car travel, but what about like the hospitality?
We've been beating the travel drum pretty hard here lately as far as trying to... That is the natural sales pitch. But we do expect the ESPN thing, if that does go well, to kind of open up some stuff about us. So.
Okay, good. What two teams do you think you want to see in the finals for the ESPN show? Who do you think will put on the best show? Who do you think will also be like the most charismatic in the interview process and all that sort of stuff?
Oh, me. And the modesty award goes to. I think Dynasty is dynamic. I think the Russians would put on a good show as far as they're going to play the game, right? They're going to attack. I would be concerned about any team that was going to play it slow, and you can put your own math in there on who that is.
Okay.
I want it to be, I want people to fix bayonets and make it happen, right? This is their one opportunity, and the last thing we want to do is go back with some regrets and saying we coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know what I mean? So, and plus, the Russians or the Red Legion's always going to have, they're going to be obviously the bad guys. You don't need too many Rocky movies to portray those guys as the bad guys. So, yeah.
Okay. So, and you're going to be careful, like, I guess, maybe take notes on this too, as far as taking notes and what to and not to say. Just kind of like, Red Legion. Yeah. ESPN is going to go, where are these guys from? These guys go great. Let's go ahead and interview them. Why can't they speak English very well?
In recent news.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's post-produced, so I don't have to worry about saying nothing wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as the executives, what is it, Disney? I don't know what Disney's.
It is.
Yeah, Disney's outlook is on the geopolitical climate of things, but just make sure that they're unaware once we get to that point, if we get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it'll be down to two teams, right? So
yeah,
we'll have a much better thing. But you guys just filled out a questionnaire that I appreciate that.
I did.
The teams were pretty good about that. So.
Yeah, no, I filled that thing out. It was good. It's kind of clever. I think it's important to have that sort of stuff so you have talking points and this sort of stuff.
They actually wanted it early, which is cool, right? So they're like, they want to proof it this week and kind of already start picking out some stuff, even though they don't really know who made it yet. But they're super excited. Like the production group that we're working with, I mean, they're pretty fired up.
And is this ESPN's production group, or do they farm out for like most of their production stuff?
Farm out. I don't know how they always do it, but for this specific situation, so we hired this company. ESPN didn't suggest them, but they do work with ESPN, so they are the ones doing the live Ocho show. And they're who my contact came through, so that's how we ended up with ESPN. So the guy Evan, who is going to be doing the commentary with Maddie, he was literally the person I talked to at the axe throwing competition, and he's the one that gave me the name of the company that's doing the production.
Okay,
and they're the ones that introduced us to ESPN. So it just made sense to continue to use all those same people.
Sure. And do you get data on how well? I think we talked about the Savannah Bananas is like the number one show on the Ochos, and they're like the biggest big time kind of thing. Do you get stats on anybody else? Like this is where, because I remember when we won't
get anybody else's stats. We will just get ours.
Do they give you what they feel is good versus kind of like mediocre and overperform, underperform?
I mean, we'll ask that. I went ahead and looked at numbers, right? So I have some ideas, some numbers, but they're publicly available. You can go look them up. But we may end up, we'll see. We'll have to kind of sign in for advertising so that ESPN gives us their sales pitch. Maybe that's what Hormesis can do.
You know what? Actually, I don't want to ask you what you want the numbers to be because I feel like you're going to underpromise. You're going to be like, well, if we just hit, a million viewers or a couple 100,000.
No, I'll give you some numbers. I think if we could get above 250,000 viewers, 250 to 350,000 viewers, that would be a good number.
Okay, 250 to 300,000 viewers. Well, we've got right now just over 200 viewers watching this, and of that, there's at least 100 of them that watch it every single week, and this is a 2-hour show. So I can all but guarantee that the Spick and Span show guys, so we'll cover 1/2 of 1%, actually 1/10% viewership for you guys.
Well, we appreciate it.
Spick and Span bump right there for you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, we're hoping that, the goodwill. I mean, I think the community has been very positive about it so far. I mean, I don't know if you saw Alan's post, which, thank you, Alan, but, I mean, his post got something like 1,700, 1,800 shares.
Alan who?
I'm not getting into that. I'm not giving away his Facebook stuff right away.
Is he a paintball guy? Like, what do you mean, Al? Like, is he just some guy named Al? Alan?
Alan, yeah.
How do we see the
I
post?
don't know if he wants everybody to know that he did the post or whatever. So
What was the
I'll be
post?
private about it. He just created a post about the NXL and ESPN.
Okay. Well, good job, Alan.
So either you're his friend or you're not. I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to out the guy that did a good job.
Made a public post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Well, good
don't
point.
dox the guy that did something great. Well, great, excellent.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a couple guys, and you need to buy access to get onto the ESPN show, I believe. Because I don't even have cable, but I don't know where the ESPN thing is, but I'm sure you can just buy it, right?
I don't think you have to buy it. I believe it's a fast channel. It has commercials. If it has commercials, you don't have to buy it.
You have to like plug something into my TV to be able to get it, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited.
Power cord.
Okay, which is power cord. Yeah, I've got the. Well, once I turn the TV on, okay, I'll make sure to look into that. If anybody else hasn't,
We will make sure we have a detailed video explaining how to
write that one down on the notes. Like,
Yes.
okay, talking points. Make sure
I've
people
taken
know how to
that
plug their
note.
TV in. Troubleshooting in general. What do you have planned? Is there anything new for World Cup that guys can be excited to see or hear about? Is it just gonna be the same?
Do a redirect there on me. No, I wouldn't say I'm not mentally focused on World Cup yet. I am all in on this ESPN thing right now. So
Well, one of the things that somebody was mentioning is asking about, and I think it was maybe on the last show too, it was kind of before we had it written down, was I thought, and maybe it was in Chicago, we kind of had planned to or talked about doing the kind of an all-star type of thing, or like a skills challenge type of thing.
yes, we are not planning to do that World Cup.
Nothing. You don't have anything cool like that kind of in the pipeline that you wanted to talk to.
You don't have anything cool.
We may do another exhibition, which worked out so well last time. I'm sure some of the memes revolve around that. Yeah, we would like. I mean, we would continue like to do different exhibitions and different format attempts at World Cup. I think it's a fun project, and it gives an opportunity for some of these teams that are traveling to play an extra tournament inside of it.
Okay. Well, I think it's another neat little thing, and like to put on the docket. I know that all of the focus right now is to make sure that the Atlantic City event, it goes off, without a hitch, and is as dialed in as possible. Are there going to be ESPN executives here at this one, or is it kind of like just the production show people
It's
get
going
it
to
done?
be the production people.
Yeah, so they're going to get it done. They're going to tape it. They're going to throw it back to whoever's going to edit it, or they are.
Yes,
and then
they are
that's
the
gonna,
ones editing it. Both.
And then obviously if the show goes well, that they've kind of already put in some sort of discussion.
Yeah, they already have stuff for next year already rewritten in there about right of first refusal and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Well, all right. Yeah, and ESPN Ochos are for free, and I believe you can even get it through ABC app for free, and you can
It's going to
do
be on the ABC app.
possibly Disney Channel. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Disney Channel either, but it's definitely on the ABC app.
Get another app, more streaming. And then, well, that was, I appreciate you taking time the second week. Obviously, you're out there building the fields.
You're going to throw some memes up too, right?
Oh, yeah, no, those are queued up right here. I'm actually about to...
like you forgot.
No. That's actually highlighted right next to your face. We're gonna pop the memes right up here on the screen, which is actually one of my favorite things, is because I talk to you about this sort of stuff, and you're like, it is what it is. You got to have thick skin in your game, and maybe in this game, and maybe that's actually something that you can kind of explain to people in general about how luxurious the situation is, because a lot of the memes that I found. I don't know if it's finally popping up in your scene. We need a great venue with great prizes. Best I can do is a swamp with entry to the next event. Alluding to the fact that prize money isn't, and prizes in general are not fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this one was good. This one came out a while ago. Charges $400 for a practice slot. Changes the layout to Thursday night. I believe. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, that really only affects the pros, right?
Or everybody else who pays for a spot that you change the layout. So I believe this is when the minor change happened.
Yeah, with the safety situation. Yeah.
Here you are wearing a Gucci hat. I love it.
Yeah, they always have this overriding that I'm rich theme, right?
They do.
Which
this one
so
didn't have anything
true.
to do with you. I don't know how it got in there.
It's funny. It is definitely funny.
That's not you. Sorry. Wait, where are the other ones? Hold on, I had a bunch of them in here. There should be a bunch. This one probably just came in here twice.
Oh man.
Aha! This one, NXL players, and you're just dangling the World Cup carrot at the end. I feel like all the other events are pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, most of them are. They're interesting. Some of them are really funny. Some of them are creative. You know what I mean? They put some thought into them, which always amazes me. How much thought they put into these things. Yeah, I mean, in the end, right? It's hard. That was pretty good. Yeah.
The parody one.
The third streaker.
Yeah.
What's that one?
Oh, this one is when you tell ESPN there's a parody in our
because
sport.
he's seen it a little after.
Yeah, but but Dynasty wins their 378th tournament.
There was one that said, "If Dynasty don't play, nobody plays." That was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it comes with the territory, right? I'm making decisions that affect every person that wants tournament paintball to be big, right? So there's always going to be someone with a counter opinion on it, and some of them are funny.
Is this an actual photo?
Yeah. Hey, were you on the news?
Or what's this?
I was on the
in
news.
Vegas?
You were. So I asked somebody
this
about
wasn't
that.
A Photoshop.
This isn't Photoshop. You were actually on the news in Vegas.
Yes, I was actually on the news in Vegas.
How come they didn't share any? How come your media team doesn't share any of this
Where
stuff?
do we find this video?
Well, obviously they find them because they can make more memes of them. I try not to get out my...
Well, I asked the guy who sent me this meme, and I go, was he actually on... Was he? Looks like you're covering up a... I said, was he actually on the news? And the guy's like, I don't know. And I'm like, where'd you get this picture? He's like, the internet.
The internet. Oh, me. Yeah, no, they get me pretty good. The dirt Philly one with the farmer ones.
Those ones were good.
Pretty hilarious.
Those ones were good. I needed to scroll back 2 years to get those ones, though.
Yeah, those were good, though. Those were really good. I think most people are enjoying it in kind of like good fun. What's that one say? The one with BMI?
Oh, this is the one where this is your face when all the teams walk out wearing assless chaps to the ESPN debut.
Yeah.
How would that go?
Yeah, most of them are pretty good. So it gives me something to do.
I love it. I think it's great. I think you handle them very well. Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do, right? I mean, yeah, I think Lane would be mad. I think Lane would be... He'd be on a constant warpath over there to try and have these people hunted down and killed, for sure. But yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's funny. I've even sent messages to some of the people and be like, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, when I see some, and whenever I'm in them, or if like if we lose an event or something like that, or whatever happens, I see ourselves in it. I like these are pretty funny. Like some of these are really good.
Yeah, some of them are pretty funny.
Yeah, some of them are great.
Funny. But it's funny. So some people send them to me thinking I'm going to be really, really mad, and I'm always like, well, then why would you send it to me, right? Like if you're trying to put me in a bad mood for the day. And some of them, if you get them at the wrong time, I'm infamously bad. I'm really not my best person Monday morning, right after the tournament. Like if I get one of those, sometimes I'm looking to hunt people down for sure.
I think I've talked to you on a Monday morning before. And
yeah, because you're pretty tired, and you've done a lot, and then the first post you read is like something about something, and you're like, these people. But give me a couple days, and I'm usually back to being happy.
What do you think we need to do aside from getting outside sponsorship? Because we just practiced Impact, and we did a couple new little.
You're the reason I was getting all the texts about different formats during the practice.
No. I had nothing to do with this. I did it one time. Marcel almost kicked me off a ladder. It was a debacle. And then you guys took my idea and then made some sort of awful transition of what I had explained to you guys, and then it was a one and done out there in at World Cup. But we did do a couple of different little format concepts that I kind of liked. One had 3 periods. The other one was 2 halves, all the same amount of time, but you kind of like the point stops after a certain amount of time, like after the 5-minute periods and stuff like that.
So. Yeah, I think for TV, no matter what, I think there's going to have to be, in the long run, we're going to have to come up with a format that limits the amount of time that you can play a point. And there's lots of different options for that, but I do like where the maximum a point can go is 4 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever the number is.
Sure.
But you can score. We're not stopping the amount of points that can be played in a match. We're just saying no one point would ever go over 5 minutes. So if you end up with a 2-on-2 where no one wants to move and no one wants to take that risk,
call it.
It just calls it because it's and you can see what's happening through time. He who risks the least ends up winning a lot of these matches, except for on the differentials, right? So it doesn't behoove you to make a move when it's 2-on-2 like that.
Right. Absolutely.
And everybody just stays there and plays, and everybody thinks limited paint would fix that, which is exactly going to exacerbate that, make that worse.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
That's all right.
And so I think there's some tweaks we can do, but it's challenging, right? Because the format right now is compelling, and it's good. And when we're playing it, for fun or not on Sunday paintball, it works out amazing. It's just when it gets down to that, every point starts to matter, then everybody starts playing a little more defensive, shall we say. Not what we're looking for. Yeah,
that is kind of boring. I did like the idea that if you scored a point under 60 seconds, you get 2 points. I thought that was kind of a cool concept.
You guys really wouldn't start using that. We just talked about that today, actually. The problem is you guys won't use that until you have to, right? No one's going to come off the and win a point early.
Well, not necessarily.
At the end, you guys are going to try and win points fast when you're down.
Not necessarily. What if you have? So let's take Dynasty for example, and we'll talk about that. We were talking about like the betting thing. Like if you did special, what are those bets called when you bet? It's like something specific to happen.
Micro bets or something.
Yeah, that's not it. But anyway, I forgot what it is. But you would say like so Dynasty, for instance, we historically lose our first point. And I was talking about the KIRGO thing and the betting stuff, and if you were to like put these special lines going on, like if you wanted to bet who wins the first point. But so a team like Dynasty, like us, like it would almost prop bets. It would be almost one of those cool things like where maybe Dynasty's new strategy is like, let's just try to win or lose the point in the first minute. You know what I mean? Because we're going to probably historically lose this anyhow. So, and I think that teams, especially early on, it's okay to go down 2-0 early. If you can go up 2-0, you don't want to take that risk all the time at the very end, because it could be a minute left or 3 minutes left and you're down by 1 or down by 2 and you're like, let's score a 2-pointer right now, and then you end up going down by 4. Then you're really screwed. And then to that point of teams wouldn't use it early, maybe it's not their intention off the break to do it, but what it does is it adds another element of gameplay that if I shoot 2 diesel guys off the break, the whole team needs to understand how it's a possibility that we could, hey guys, we make a call for it, like we need to try to score this, we need to turn it up a little bit to try to score this point. And then everybody's mentality changes based on the fact that we did just have like a kind of a time essence thing happen.
We would probably have to change some of our penalty stuff too, because I've put some thought into this, right? We wouldn't want penalties to automatically give teams 2 points either, right? So maybe
for sure
you can't, if a major was thrown in the point the minute, that's where it gets complicated, right? If we throw a major, you're basically going to win a point in under 60 seconds, right? If we pull 2 bodies right off the break, or the body they start down a body or whatever. So now that penalty starts to weigh more in
for sure
the gameplay. So I mean, it's got some legs. We just have to do some deep thought about it.
And yeah, Peter mentioned, I think Marcelo and Tyler talked about it on PTG, but Impact, we were up on Impact 6-0 with 4 minutes left or something like that.
At practice.
And they brought it back 6-6.
Oh, you guys were doing like a different
format? We were doing this format, and so they scored 3 points. Although Bart was on the timer, in one of our points, he said that we scored it. It wasn't at 1 minute; it was at 1:02. But all of his were just under. So.
And I guess we're always going to have a time situation, but that's the other thing that concerns me is like. Anytime you do that first point or something that's very time sensitive, which we have that once every game typically.
Yeah.
But now you would have it almost every match. It would be whether you got it at 59 seconds or 61 seconds, and we would have that constant battle.
Yeah, and then if it's raining, like Verbal said, like how many clock malfunctions were there in Texas? Like you would need to have a clock inside that Connex box.
Yeah.
Like always, constantly.
I'm trying to make it less complicated than more complicated as far as a logistical point of view.
So how long does it take to run one set of matches? So
1 hour.
It takes 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour on average?
Yeah. No, it's we schedule it 1 hour.
Okay. 1 hour. So then you could argue that one match. How about one match of split deck with 2 minutes in between?
Say that again now.
So one split. So how long would the finals take with the 2 minute break in between each point? So a split deck.
Probably with non-split deck.
Non-split. How do we say that? Non-split deck.
You're looking at about 45 minutes.
So 45 minutes. So adding those 2 minutes in between adds.
Well, not having the other game go at the same time is what's adding it, right?
Yeah. So what I'm kind of getting at is, what do you need to do? How would you shave off those 15 minutes and be able to create more matches that are single deck?
You're not going to get single deck.
No way.
Not unless you want your entry fee to double.
Because you need a second field.
There's a couple things you can do. You can go to less matches, right? I think PSP right before their demise went to 3, and the Millennium was playing 3 matches. But I think more paintball people want to play more matches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think back, the PSP was doing 10 teams on the pro field and 10 teams on the divisional field, or on the challengers field, right? That was the last entity. I don't know if we were doing champs and challengers the last year, but I think we were.
Right.
And it literally cuts the amount of game time in half. Well, stays 15 minutes of game time, right? Mm-hmm. So it's one of the reasons, and I believe this, and I could be wrong, but I believe that one of the reasons we've seen team growth and we've seen these numbers that we're seeing is because the cost has stayed relatively low. And no one's going to agree with me because it's crazy expensive, right? But we're charging the same price the PSP was charging in 2015 or 2014.
Right.
Right? And so that's with inflation and all that stuff and the extra minutes we're giving you guys, because we do play a longer format than the PSP used to play. It's literally just because of split deck.
Oh, so yeah, because I mean, we just did the Mike Himmons WCPPL event. He had a lot of teams out there. I think you already know he's I think one of the second or third largest kind of independent league out there, and they're giving away $10K for first place in Premier, which obviously people ask me, they're like, "Wow, this is like what? Like, how come he can do it and then XL charges more and this and that?" And obviously, playing at a field that you don't have to build, you don't have to set up and take down the biggest field in the world every every 5 times a year, rather. Get a bunch of them already open.
Well, I mean, in Mike's defense, he pays a lot of money for those venues, right? So
Right,
he's
yeah.
He's not rent-free over there. I mean, are you asking me why we don't have better prize packages? Is that what you're going with?
Kind of get. Well, what do we need to do to make to get more? Make more.
What do you need to do to make more?
What do you need to do to pay us more? What do you need to do?
So we're going to have to get, I mean, the easy solution, the outside solution is outside money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the NFL generates their money from outside money, right?
Right.
Sponsorship, whatever, right? I mean, ticket sales is a large part of it. And I just looked at the Atlanta Braves financials, you know, and they actually bring in more money from actual games and events than I thought they did. But that's the easy solution. And then the other solution is, I mean, there's two things going on. First, it's what we do is expensive, right? So it's inherently expensive on many, many levels, right? And so, yeah, there just isn't the money there. And everybody's there'll be a new meme about that. But, I mean, it's inherently expensive to do what we do, right? And so you could get less game time, right? So that's the other thing. If you think back to the 7-man, right? Just do the 7-man math. Do you remember what entrance fees were when we played 7-man?
I don't even really know what they are now, to be honest with you, John.
All right, so
$17.50.
7-man, they were probably $27.50. Okay.
Okay.
So you paid $27.50 for 7 guys, and you played your games were 10 minutes, and you got 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the difference so that's 80 minutes of scheduled gameplay, right? But in reality, the schedule would have it scheduled for 8 minutes because we know some of the games are going to end right away, right? So if Dynasty played Bad Company, you might have beat us in 1 minute, right? So you didn't get that other 7 minutes added back to your clock and play us 7 more times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so now that's what we're doing.
Right.
Right? So now the clock is locked, and we're giving you more paintball now than ever at a cheaper price. So if you wanted a bigger prize package, you would have to sacrifice something else.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this discussion all the time. Like, if you wanted to go to a one-on-one tournament and play, I could pay you a bigger money. If you wanted to open up divisions, that's the other problem that we face. And Mike's defense, he faces the same problem. But why does, and this is going to get me lynched, but what, you know, you win D4. Why are you playing D4? Right? You're playing D4 because that's what you believe you can win.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get paid based on playing something you think you're going to win. You get paid because you're the best. And yes, we would pay a lot more to the pro prize package if everybody played everybody. If World Cup was a 600-team tournament, instead of the pro division being a 20-team tournament, you'd get a lot more money.
That'd be tight. You get a lot less people registering.
There would be, and that's where there is zero correlation
Mm-hmm.
to the size of prize package to the amount of people that play. Zero correlation.
Right.
And people are going to argue that, and I have all the evidence in the world. Like, so we gave away 5 Hummers or 4 Hummers. Every person on the team got a Hummer when we did the Spider Cup. We had 27 teams.
Oh, that was a disaster.
Disaster. 27 teams. We gave away, I mean, I forget how many cars were, $80,000 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
The Spider Cup that you guys won, how many teams were there? 36?
No. There were 98. The very first one.
There?
Yeah, the very first one. I think it had 90-something teams.
I'll double check that. I don't think so.
Yeah, where are you gonna double check that?
Huh?
Where are you gonna?
Wikipedia.
Oh, you could look it online. Yeah, let's look it up. Go to Warpig.
Plus, I still have all the magazines.
Warpig.
You know what I mean? I do
that
collect all the
a site,
paintball magazines.
Yeah,
I was
warpig.com.
alive back then.
So someone knows.
So the and then look at the 2v2. We gave away $25,000 a person. You guys right now are winning what? A person? $200?
Yeah, 800, 700, 800 bucks, something like that.
Yeah, so we gave away $25,000 per person, and hardly anybody signed up for it. And it was a $200 entrance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I told you why that was the problem. The problem
it
with
doesn't matter what all the other
Yeah.
reasons is. It was a large prize package, and it was a paintball game. So if prize package is what concerns you, then you would have entered that.
I couldn't. You entered what? I did. I entered the one big one with the prize package. We won it, and then I wasn't allowed to play it anymore. And I'm not allowed to play Mike's tournament.
I don't mean you. I mean all the people.
Oh, okay.
So if we threw a tournament right now and we said everybody could enter, and it was $100,000, and we needed 200 teams to enter it, you would get 11. Well, you might get all the pros.
No, so you are. Possibly, yeah, if it's an open thing, but you're forgetting the key factor there, and it's paying down, right? That's the biggest thing, because a lot of people, and we've talked about this, about when you talk about, should we lower the entrance fee, or sorry, increase the entrance fee and then increase the prize money, or keep the entrance fee the same and keep the prize money the same, or lower it and bring the prize money down. There's only going to be 3 or 4 teams that say, let's increase the prize money and then increase the pay. Because those are the teams that are winning. If you're a bottom 10 team, you're going to go, let's save money because we're not going to win this.
Correct. But that doesn't make it
a
good thing.
No, the point being is that if you pay out further, and this is why you didn't get a lot of players in the if they lost early.
What, you wanted to place? It was a $250,000 prize package. I'm that number up, so someone feel free to fact check.
I was under the impression that you were only paying for, and we're getting people. They're like, well, I for sure won't win at the top level.
Definitely, there was at the regional level when people lost, they definitely stopped wanting to play it. But in the end, that's what happens. Like if Dynasty signs up for something, a lot of other people won't sign up. No offense.
Right, I see that. So, well, that's actually kind of nice. That means we need to get more of the rev share, right? Well, I'm trying to find out. Someone find out how many teams were.
You can go to Warpig.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're at Spider Cup. We got lag here again.
Must be streaming in the house.
Oh, I see what just happened. Well, this thing is just ripping back and forth, up and down here. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that there's a I don't know. I think there's a correlation with how many people sign up and how likely they are to get a prize.
For sure, if we gave everybody a prize.
Well,
at some point in time.
Not everybody, but like looking at the cut for at golf or something like that, you got to make at least Sunday, and then you make a.
Yeah, and back in the original NPBL days, if you made Sunday, you got like $2,000 or something, right?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, used to be if you made Sunday, you made $2,000.
Mafia said Warpig 99 teams.
99 teams, dude. See?
There you go.
I was pretty sure it was 98 teams.
All right, still the next one didn't do well.
The next one, the next one definitely didn't do well because everybody came to a realization at that last one, at the first one, and was like, dude, what? Like, I wasn't as good as I thought. People were buying one-way tickets to that first event.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I'm like, we just had a talk the other day here. I'll pitch this idea right here on here. So let's just say we have 200 pro players, right? Mm-hmm. If we did a tournament where there was 200 teams, where we basically said you enter your team, and then we'll do a draft on what pro player you get, and then there would be a 200-team tournament, and then we could have a big prize package.
That'd be cool.
So, and me and you've had this discussion before. We've never come up with a good solution, but the real way that most of these other sports get away with giving away big prize packages is they have some type of a handicap system. So Dynasty playing a beginner team has almost the same chance. So if you play pool and you're a great pool player, I only got to win 1 out of 7 points, and you have to win all 7.
Uh-huh.
Right? So that's how the handicap system works. We don't have a handicap system.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's got to be a way to be able to do that without having like a handicap system. Or I mean, how would you do? I guess you could do a handicap system.
Sure, you could. You could say that every team has to. And I'm not. I don't have. This isn't vetted, right? But just simple math. You could say, every X-ball team's got to have, and PB Fit does something similar to this, which is kind of neat. But let's just say your team has to have a pro, a semi-pro, a D2, a D3, and a D4 person on the line, and that's what has to play every time. You could rotate those players out, but you'd play each one of those, those positions, right? So everybody would have one guy that was ranked as pro, and everybody would have one person that was ranked D4, and you would play the tournament. And then World Cup would have had 360 teams, and there'd be a huge prize package because it would be all one division. We have 5 or 6 divisions now, right? So that's a lot.
Yeah, how would you hook up with all these people, though?
You would build the teams that way.
That's just how your team is.
Huh?
That's just how the team is. Like
so there'd be 2 systems, right? So that's the pool system. So what pool does is, now obviously they're playing individual, but they play a team. And so a team can only have, let's just say you give people a certain amount of points. We'll make up a magic number. Let's say a 5-man team can only have 25 points, right? And a pro is worth 20 points. So you would have to have 4 1s after that point, or you know what I mean? And you could have a team of all 3s. You would have to build your team and try and find the best algorithm or whatever that you could do. But let's go back to the other one. I think it'd be neat to have a 4-man team enter a tournament, right? Let's just say Bad Company enters the tournament, and then we did a random draft on who I was going to get. So I might get, Ryan Greenspan, or I might get Spicka, you know what I mean? Or whoever, right?
Right.
And so that would be the tournament. There'd be every team would get 1 pro, and we would go out and play it the way it played, and whoever, wherever it lied, it lied.
I like that. I think that, but that's more of like a invitational. Like that's like more of like a sideshow. Like that's what we should do at World Cup.
That's the difference between like an intramural thing and a pro thing, right? Because you want to build a team, right? Like the way we play it now is Dynasty's trying to build the best team they can, and Impact's trying to build the best team they can, and they don't want me limiting who they can play.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't want to say you have to have someone that's and you got to play Tom once every 3 points. You know what I mean?
True. I mean that's more of a sideshow kind of thing though.
More of a sideshow thing.
But I'm into it.
But back to the bottom line, the prize
package.
for the pros need to come from outside money. Prizes for the divisional is just always going to be a challenge.
Okay, what to how long was your Hertz deal? 1 year or 2 years?
2.
Oh, nice. What 2 sponsors, if you could get any 2 sponsors right now to put into the NXL, who would it be?
I can answer that because we're talking about prize money. I think you guys should partner up with the Federal Reserve because they can print money for us.
They put big money in. I would say Red Bull because of the outside marketing type of situation that they do.
Okay.
And any one of the beer people.
Yeah. Have you talked to any beer people aside from Gooseneck?
Of course we have.
Yeah. What's everybody's biggest concern about jumping in? Is it just for TV? Is that?
I mean, there's they don't really give us. I mean, they're not like giving me their exact answer, right? They're not like you know. It's like asking a girl on a date. She doesn't really tell you you're too old or too chubby or too whatever, too poor
or too
your
short.
Car is ugly,
too short.
You know what I mean? Some of them do, I guess, but they just kind of like say, yeah, we're just not interested right now, and then they sign Cornhole.
My arch nemesis.
A multi-million-dollar deal. You just summed up my life right there.
We're cutting back right now.
We have some concerns. Like one guy told me, he's literally said, no one loses their job over a bad NFL commercial or a bad, signing an NFL contract, right? But if I sign a paintball contract, I could get fired.
Yeah.
So, yeah. and then it's. It's relatively recent that we've really started reaching out as an industry. I don't think anybody really reached out for a long time during the bad years, right? The dark days, like 2000s, late 2000s there when paintball was struggling. I don't think there was a lot of effort put into it. And we've really just started putting effort into it in the past 3 years.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we had those sponsors back in the day. We had Activision and Rockstar, and then we had Intel. Those all were great till someone got promoted or just kind of moved along. It's just kind of unfortunate.
The difference now also is the numbers are real, right? So back in Intel 2003 for you, right? 2004. There's no real way to know how many people were reacting, right? So it was more of a gut instinct, and the magazines were saying for every magazine we give out, it's there's 6 people reading it or whatever. Now they have real numbers, and they just go directly after those numbers.
Right.
And I think our numbers are pretty good, so we just have to re-engage with those people and kind of make it happen.
Are you the front runner on all that? You do it all, right?
I am the lead on that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is between that and taking ditches at ICPL events. Those are my two things I'm in charge of.
Man, I mean, why would you go back there?
Why would I go back to Texas? I'm an idiot.
Okay, there it is.
I'm an idiot.
Simple. Simple answer.
Yeah. I'm an idiot.
I just got one more meme that just popped in here.
Go ahead.
This one's a good one. It's gonna pop up on your screen. It's an undercover boss one. This came from you didn't throw Alan under the bus, so I'm not gonna throw my source under the bus. But let's just say he is in the inner circle at the NXL.
I appreciate that.
Have you seen it? Do you see it yet?
No, and I actually think it might have came up and went back down. So if you can reset.
Oh no, we're cruising. You might need to refresh yours. It's this week on Undercover Boss, and I believe it's you.
Reffing. I think I reffed. Because I reffed.
He does it all, man.
MSXL event. I reffed an MSXL event for Aaron, and I reffed Travis's event, the Pro DNA event. I was the head referee there.
Like, do you do it just to gauge what's going on? Are you truly bored, or you just can't live 4 or 5 days consecutively without having paint on you?
I don't know why I did it. Some of it just Travis was in a bind and he needed a ref, right? He needed a head ref.
What a guy.
So yeah, that was probably the ICPL event. So he needed a ref, so I volunteered to ref. Yeah. I mean, it's good to do every job right at some point in time, right? Make sure. And I mean, people forget that I was the ref. I was the ultimate ref for the NPPL forever.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no question that you don't know the rules and that you couldn't ref. It just, it just seems like, I mean, I don't want to say it's beneath you, but it just seems like it's a lot of extra work. You already got you're already in the trenches as is. Just like Kyle, what would it take for you to go ref a Woods Ball event? You know what I mean?
I'd rather ref it than play it.
Well, there you go. Okay, that's.
Oh, you're such a wimp. Why don't you like the Woods Ball events?
Because the refs aren't very good.
Oh, got it. So
I just don't want to go do all that work and shoot somebody clearly in the mask and then somehow that disappears.
Yeah, that would be frustrating. I give you that.
I get it. I mean, the 10-man events I'm over them too. I'm done doing them. I like them. I'll play scenario paintball all day long.
See, I'm just ahead in the future. I'm already thinking what you were going to think before you thought it.
Yeah.
Now you're over it.
He's in the future.
Yeah.
I was talking to Jason Edwards, and I think that he had a pretty. It wasn't obviously a severe knee injury, but it was a knee injury and a little bit of a scare, and it kind of I realized it when I was playing some of these 10-mans. It's I don't know how to turn it off. I can't not send it somewhere, and obviously we're the front guys, and I don't want to possibly ruin my career over like a route and like because I'm trying to dive into this stick pile somewhere. You know?
Yeah, we're only sitting in the snow.
I was playing against you guys at the ICC, or it might have been the ICPL, but at the Pittsburgh venue, and we were playing against you guys, and you guys had just lost the game before us, so you guys were like wanting some redemption or something. So I'm playing, and like you guys are shooting us as fast as we could do anything, and it's 10 on me, and I'm like, do I really want to try to beat these guys? And so, and I still couldn't help myself. I had to try and take some people with you. And it's funny, I complained to Rodney. I was like, I went through all that trouble. I didn't shoot any of y'all. And he's like, no, you shot me and him. We just didn't leave. I was like, oh, cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I'm glad I went through the trouble. Yeah, you can't turn it off. There you go. That's why I ref. That's why I continue to do these things. But I'm not going to lie. I'm tired this year, right? It's, our schedule's grueling. And, we run Europe, we run the ICPL, we run the NXLs, and then the extra stuff that we try and do, it's a lot. So,
man,
once we get some clear objectives and once we decide, once we see how this ESPN thing goes, we're going to try and, focus on a couple key things. But I think I said on this show, last year, my core focus was getting us on TV.
Yeah.
And
we're doing it. It's coming to fruition.
And now we're doing it. Yeah. So.
Well, excellent work. I have always said, I'm a big fan. I think you're doing everything right. I know that some people complain. There's people doing math in here on how much money you guys make, not knowing how much money you spend, and we've talked about all that. But obviously, that's always
literally on there trying to.
Yeah. Someone's like, you make $400,000 or $700,000 from a divisional event. 300K. Divisional X Ball brings in 300,000 just in entrance fees. That is from Mr. H. Not sure how his math is, but it could be.
Well, I mean, you could do the entrance fee math.
That's easy.
There's nothing wrong with the entrance fee math.
And so where does that money go?
It doesn't mean that we make that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's more of a gross sales kind of guy, not a net sales kind of guy.
And the other thing to think about, and this is something that no one ever thinks about, and that we are part of this thing, right, is go look at every league that plays paintball and look at what rules they use.
Yours.
Exactly. So someone had to write those rules, and someone has to maintain those rules. And yes, that may be a one-hit wonder, but we pay for the guy that invents the rules and keeps improving the rules, right? Jason Trozen.
Oh, right? Okay.
So we benefit the other leagues.
That's where the other $289,000.
We're all in this together, right? So when the the MVPS in Florida, when they're running an event, they're basically, they don't need to hire a Jason because we have a Jason and we supply them our rule book. We subsidize the other leagues to some level. I mean, if you look at referee training, who runs a referee training course other than the NXL?
I believe that might be a rhetorical question, so I don't know.
Yes, I can tell you no one else runs referee training camps other than us, right? So all of that takes, money. And you can name enough, so that's kind of what, we don't make money. Everybody can say what they want. We do not make money. And even if we did, I don't own the league. That's the other thing everybody seems to get confused with.
What is your khaki budget for the season?
Oh, so, well...
And are those covered under work attire? Is that like a uniform?
Well, we shot pink paint. They are not under work attire. I buy my own khakis, and I was very mad when I got my brand new ones stained pink recently.
Well, that's on you, dude.
That is on me. It's on the paint companies because they told me it would stain, but I am foolish for believing them. How's that? So yes, due to the khaki budget, they will not be getting pink paint at an NXL event for a while. So yeah, I go through about 2 pairs of khakis a year.
Oh, that's not so bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's about how many pairs of underwear Alex goes through per year too.
Duluth Trading. Everybody wants to know what khakis to buy. The Duluth Trading is where I buy my khakis.
Duluth Trading. Okay. Not Old Navy. Someone wanted to get an Old Navy sponsorship in there. For your
Oh, yeah. No, Duluth Trading would be who I would go to for the khakis. They make good ones.
Do you guys ever have to, like, when international brands come out with their versions of your league, is that all signed off on, or do you guys ever have to do any IP guarding?
So we do not do any IP on our rules. So we don't do any IPs on the rules.
So you can say we're using NXL rules. It's like no problem.
Yeah. Everybody uses the ICPL rules and the NXL rules for sure. And we kind of like that, right? We want it to be standardized. We want a person going to play paintball to have some rule book that they can go to complain, right? I mean, in the dark age of paintball, in the original years, like you would go to a field and the rules would be different every event, right? You dealt with this probably back in the day, where you show up, people like 8 teams are moving to the finals, but now it's going to be 12 because the home team is currently in 12th, so now we're going to allow them on. Or, saying a cuss word is a 3-for-1, and this time it's this, whatever.
Right.
There was all sorts of different rules. We want it to be standardized to some level.
Yeah,
So
I think that's important, because otherwise everybody's going to kind of make up their own stuff, and then you're never. And when you bring this to a grander scale, everybody's gonna be like, well, what set of rules do you use?
Well, when it's more the players get frustrated, right?
Sure.
Like if suddenly the rule was, let's just call it 250 at the ICPL for velocity, right? Well, then when you showed up and you're playing, and then suddenly I DQ your whole team because you shot over the limit, you're like, but I thought the rules were 300. You're like, yeah, it was last weekend, but at this tournament it's 250.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all of that was frustrating. It used to happen a lot, especially, and that's the field. The problem when you have like independent promoters are running a one-off event, you just end up with those weird things happening.
Do you ever get anybody, independent promoters or anybody else running, like saying that they're running an NXL type event, but they're not sanctioned by you? Or do you get anybody like taking your logo and repurposing it for their own?
We had a guy, and I actually was impressed. He stole our entire website early on. It was impressive. Like, it was a mirrored copy of our website, but with his logos and stuff on it. But it still had my contact address, which I thought was pretty cool. So if you emailed him to try and get sponsorship or whatever, it emailed me because he literally cloned our entire website. So I pointed that out to him, and he changed it. It was like, if you're going to steal our stuff, please don't steal it verbatim. But yeah. So
what was the purpose of that?
Huh?
What was the purpose of that?
Was it a paintball person?
He had an instant website on how to have a tournament. I mean, he could change some pictures. You know what I mean? Like, he would put the pictures up of a local field or whatever, but it was our back-end website.
Huh. Interesting. And did you get it?
Apparently, you can do that in code, like on the side or whatever. You can pull up the whole.
Yeah. You could. There's a function button that you push, and all the code pops up on the side.
You just duplicate it. So, but he, you would have emailed Camille. You would have emailed everybody in our company if you went to their contact list.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, no, not for the most part. I mean, I think we have a pretty good relationship with most of the people that run tournaments. And I guess if someone was going to do something, they'd have to be pretty small, not to be like someone that would call me or whatever and say, hey, we want to do this or that.
Well, that's good. At least people reach out.
I think I talk to almost every promoter of events, especially in the U.S., probably at least once a quarter, right?
Are you open to having events in any other states? Are you looking to do that, or is that like, or any other?
So
obviously.
I just went to Phoenix. I got back from the ICCL, and I went straight to Phoenix like that next day. That was a pre-planned meeting. It wasn't because Texas whooped my ass, but yeah. So
I'd love to go back there.
We are looking. I mean, I got to be careful. I got to be careful that we don't make decisions based upon old data, if that makes sense, right? So, like, when we went to Phoenix back in 2009 or whatever, or Riverside, or wherever we went, right, and we had bad team counts, that doesn't mean that it would replicate today.
Sure.
So, at some point in time, we have to kind of, like, get out of our own mold, right, and kind of start looking at other options, right?
And the inverse of that is also true. The inverse of that, meaning that just because you went to, I don't know, insert Vegas before and crushed it, doesn't mean that Vegas is always going to crush it.
Correct, but it does. There's a lot of things that go to that, right?
Right. Vegas was just one of the.
How easy to get to, how expensive it's going to be to get to, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But Phoenix, like, I was there, it was hot, but it's definitely going to be good weather. And I remember Jed Green. Me and Jed were arguing back when I was playing, and he was running tournaments in California constantly. And he said weather is such a key component to the success of an event.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
He only trusts San Diego. Like the difference, like Atlantic City's beautiful right now, right? It's like you got the breeze coming off the water, and it's cool, and it's sunny, and we're looking at sun for the whole week, and the whole dynamic of the event is different than how depressing Texas was.
Well, without a doubt, yeah. Without a doubt, San Diego's the best. Also, if you're looking at how much it costs to fly into everywhere, I don't know if you bought a plane ticket to Philly, but mine was $1,300. I could have flown anywhere else in the world.
Should have flown.
Yeah, so I agree.
Trust me, I flew into BWI and drove 2 hours because it was cheaper.
Jeez.
Right?
Yeah.
With all that Tom Cole money.
That's it. That's why you're the smart one. Yeah, that's why you're in charge, you know what I mean?
That's why I'm in charge.
That's right. That's it. Well, awesome. I'm excited to get out there. I fly out tomorrow at 6 a.m., so I'll be there at 3 o'clock in Philly.
You have a non-stop?
Perfect.
Non-stop, dude.
Wow, that's nice.
Non-stop. For that price, dude?
That's
for that price? Yeah, for $1,300.
You can't tell me there wasn't a cheaper flight from California to Philly.
Yeah, you know, I don't book my flights, but I know that the flights were very, very expensive. I mean, I am usually kind of the guy like you. I don't know if I'd drive the 2 hours, but I would have taken a stop.
My one way was $389.
$389?
In Delta.
One way, huh? Marcelo told me the flights were like $1,000.
Yeah, round trip.
Oh yeah, so on the way back, it's like $7 and change.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just stay home and visit my mom and figure out what other airports are cheap to come
It's
back.
it's expensive, so just kind of like keep that in mind before we go to Atlantic City. I'll give you a report on how safe I feel also as I get in and out of my vehicle in the evenings. You know it.
When you go to that famous sandwich place.
We'll make a meme about it.
We'll make a meme.
We'll make some memes. All right. Well, thanks, Tom. I appreciate you coming back on. Thanks for making time for us, obviously, and it was a good one too. It was actually
Thanks for the memes expose.
Yeah. I wish. Sorry, I didn't have any better ones. I was scouring.
Boston was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think whatever. The dog ones were pretty good too. With my old dog, there was lots of them.
There's a lot of them. Like a couple years back, there are a lot of them. But as you can imagine, our internet's not very good. So refreshing an Instagram page for going back 2 years it's a little tricky.
Yeah, that stuff gets a little
plus
challenging.
Plus I've got my hands full here with all the extra kids. So we're limiting on screen time and any other type of time here in the Greenspan residence.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Thanks, dude.
Good luck this weekend.
See you
all right,
soon.
I'll see you soon.
All right, bye.
All right. Well, that was good. Thank you, Tom.
That's nice how you can go over to
I know, isn't that cool?
iPad.
And that's pretty cool. All right, that was the Tom Cole, ladies and gentlemen, everybody. I'm sorry for the slight disruption. I'm gonna have to, everything was great, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Something's happened.
I think it's something that happens in there.
Like when they come home, they just start streaming. She streams on
internet.
all things.
Yeah.
No, our internet's is
But
rolling. That's
have
what
you
I think.
noticed whenever I'm here solo doing the show and nobody's here?
No issues. And then they were gone for the first hour, and then when they came home, we started experiencing issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Might be a
man.
correlation.
I don't know. This is all new, though. There's a couple new little things that are going here on the control panel, and I'm not sure exactly what to expect here or why it's working the way it is.
Yeah, Meter said he's not eating for a week so that he can get to Atlantic City.
Dude, I know it. And yeah, we'll have to figure out something. Oh, I've got to make sure that you leave when you leave today. I got to get you a carabiner and a couple
I was just going to say I need a carabiner.
Pod
I saw that over there.
Well, I've got some carabiners in that are going to go with the gift here. We can also give you this lanyard. It's a good one. We can tie it up with this H2K tank tool lanyard.
There we go.
We're going to get into the giveaways. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We actually had a really good viewer count, so it was a great interview. You guys got to hear a lot of insight. I think I think it's undoubtedly Tom is a good guy, and he's fighting for everybody. I believe him to be very selfless for the amount of grief that he takes, and for somebody in his position to not make a boatload of money. I know for a fact he doesn't make a boatload of money. I'm not going to share with you guys what it is, but It's not what we thought he should be making. That's for sure. Significantly less. And he does a lot. You know, he's flying around trying to make sure that you guys have the best experience, even though you don't always have the best experience. I guess that's how it goes when you're creating products.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of products, everybody out there, if you guys are Mega Support Status members, make sure you check out the community section on the YouTube page. Right there. I'll show you exactly where it is.
Let me see that Dynasty jersey over there.
Oh, yeah. Champs Club. Dude, I think we're just going to... I mean, if you're in the Champs Club and you haven't seen what this month's gift is, just close your eyes because we're going to show everybody else. We are having Champs Club. You can go and show it off. That thing's sick. It's like... That jersey is by far the best Champs Club jersey that we've made.
Wow, this is a good summertime jersey.
This is dude, grit, and everybody got theirs. If you're in the Champs Club, you will have gotten them this week, and you could be grilling hot dogs 2 weeks time from now, wearing this badass American flag red flames. I mean, it doesn't get any more.
Spick and Span down there.
The Spick and Span show. We got it all. So yeah, here on the app. If you guys go to the app, which I don't even know if you can see it, right down here, you scroll.
I noticed it on some of your other jerseys this year. This was above this one.
I know, Alex kind of moved it around.
Switched?
I don't know. You know, the guy. We're gonna have to talk to Alex about it. So right there, there's a community section. Bands are live, right there for Mega and Boat supporting members, and that's on the Spick and Span Show website.
I'll put the link again.
Kyle's going to put the link in there. There's a significant discount code if you have the discount code that's listed there on the community section. Probably tomorrow, if there's any bands left. Again, I think there's only 10 of these blue bands. We're going to give away one of the Clouds. This is the Doghouse band right here. This is the Tuesdays band. We should have named one Buffering. I just didn't want to...
Oh, I meant to show you this.
And then you guys can go to dynastypaintball.com. Next week, we're going to open up... Oh, actually, no. Later this week, we're going to open up signups for Q3 for the Dynasty Champions Club. Every month, you get a cool gift like that. Next month's gifts are an incredible collectible. Something that you're absolutely going to want to get your hands on. And
check out this...
it's the Spick and Span. Oh, there it is. Accept.
This screenshot, when I refreshed the feed, it gave a little AI summary on what our show was about.
Oh, whoops. I need to put it on the... Let's add it to...
Which is kind of interesting.
Quality America, this is a Twitch chat where viewers are reacting to the technical difficulties in the live stream and making jokes about it.
That's what I thought the show was about.
Yeah. That's
it's a good
good
summary.
Good summary. That's about as what it is.
It's like, yeah, we'll unban you guys for that snafu with the paintball marker. But
we're gonna whap you.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing says that the dropped frame rate is only 81 frames.
Well, it might have helped when you did that output thing.
So I changed the output, but we've been. I got to talk to a professional here about how to set up the OBS because, it's tricky because we've had the output above 5,000 for the whole year, and then last week I changed it down to 4,500. And then now it's at video bit rates at 3,000 kbps, kilobips. So kilobips. So I'm not sure exactly what it is that's holding us up, or really putting a wrench in the gears. But I definitely want to figure that out. Also, bfpgear.com. This is the last chance if you guys want. On Monday, we're gonna stop selling the Signature Series ALOHA jerseys. You can get them customized with your name on the back. You can get them with my name on the back. Those are available at bfpgear.com. I believe the link is down below. If you need it, I can get it to you. I'm actually going to put it there. Also, scan this QR code. Make sure you donate to Team USA. You can donate as little as $10, or as much as you'd like. I'd like to think that if we get to $500 donated from the Spick and Span Show, we'll get a sponsor plaque
Look at that.
And a little banner to put up for Team USA. But all proceeds do go to, not to the pro teams. It's not going to me, as like I'm not trying to buy my plane ticket to Paris with that. The donations there. This is for the kids and the women's team. So the U19, the U16, and the women's WNXL USA team. So we swept the entire program last year, and we want to do it again. So help get these kids out there. I mean, they're going anyway, but it really helping the parents. And Mario knows. Mario's here. Throw in $10, throw in $50, throw in whatever you guys want. And then also, I didn't get all the details, and it was just sent to me right before the show started on Twitter, of all places. But I believe there was a paintball kid that might have been involved in an accident, in a car accident. So if anybody can get me the information for that and the details on where GoFundMe might be, what we'll do is we'll raise some funds to help them out as well. But that was literally sent to me right before the show started, and he didn't give me any other information aside from that. So if you guys know anything about that, send it to me directly. Okay, never mind. So we'll go ahead and get that sorted out. And also for the USA themed jerseys, Money Mike, those are Champions Club exclusives, but there will be a variation of it available on dynastypaintball.com, hopefully this week, where you can customize it with your name, your number, your size, and we'll custom order it for you guys. But it's those are pretty cool. These things came out really, really nice. If you saw any of our social media from this weekend, they really pop, and it's badass. I'm stoked. Thank you, Jake Turner, for that. I don't know if I believe you. Wait a minute. Internal network going down. Ryan, I'm the real Jake Turner. Okay. Are we getting hacked again? Alrighty. What we're going to do is jump over the wheel names. We've got the full wheel here. We're going to fire this sucker up and start giving some stuff away. We got some Nectar prizes. What do you got? Oh. Are we going to give away all three of these things? Or do you want to do two now, one now? You want to do... Well, you tell me what you want to do with these.
We might as well...
Why don't we give a shirt away
sure.
for the full members, and then we'll do this for the megas?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see that.
Guest camera. Where is the...
Then we'll do some more Tiger Wear next week, too.
Oh, yeah. We got Tiger Wear all week.
All month.
All month. All week, all month. Oh, yeah. That's right. All right. So we're going to spin the wheel here. This is with all members' names. If you guys joined the show today, you're in there in real time. So this is for a Tiger Wear shirt. Going to Jenny Lynn. As a reminder, if you are a winner on the show, I need to have your address. So please, if you join the show, if you've just joined or if you've joined in the past, go ahead and send me your address either on the Spick and Span Instagram, or you can email it to me, or you can mail it, or you can carrier pigeon it, whatever you want. However you're going to do it, just get it to me. So if you win and you're not present, then you get it.
Oh.
Boom. Boom. All right, what else do we got here? Chases Pooch into the street. Oh, Grayson Manning. Okay. Oh, no. Verb, why don't you send me, if you guys have a GoFundMe or any other information on that, please either share the link in here or, yeah, Derek Roberts, you just won some Nectar.
We got a link here.
Okay. And we'll go ahead and share this link. Oh, man, bummer. It's like one of the biggest things that I'm afraid of outside here, because we don't have sidewalks, speed bumps, a fence is that very thing. So
set up a spike strip out there.
I know, I've thought about it. Okay, so there is a GoFundMe 3. Okay, so what we'll do is we're gonna share the GoFundMe, and next week we'll put together some stuff. I'll raid a couple of the booths this week and load up on some goodies to give away, and we'll do a little fundraiser. I'll set it up, get some cash going to donate to them. So one more Nectar pouch, and then we've got some Hormesis, some Gen X Global giveaways, and a Tiger Wear band Oh, Michael Brayton. I'm gonna give Mike something else because I think that he's trying to quit. He's trying to quit. I think Michael's trying to quit. All right. And I think we did the picks last week for who we thought is gonna win, but we'll do our best to
try to get some picks when the prelim stuff comes out.
Yeah, the super legit. What do they call it? Super legit voting.
We need like
Legal
make
betting.
a graphic. Maybe I don't know if we'll be able to do it on this one just because it's
Actually,
time crunch, but
for World Cup we'll have a graphic. For World Cup, we're gonna get David Rome on it. We'll get like a full Norm Woo. All right, now.
Wheel.
This is the Mega Support Status Wheel. That was for Gen X Global Package, loaded with some Nectar pouches. Let's give away this Tiger Wear.
Yeah.
Hold it up. Let's everybody see it. Let's get everybody to see it. Oh, I gotta remind myself. I gotta grab my bands for the event. All right, Tiger Wear band going to Mr. Bram Koto.
There you go. Congrats.
Thank you very much, Bram, for the support. All right, Doghouse band. Available to Mega members only right now, or if you have the password from the Mega member. Actually, they're available to everybody, but discount is extremely good if you buy it as a Mega member. It brings the price down to $90.
Yeah, what's 75? I don't know that percentage.
Ooh, it's like 60% maybe. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in there. Jordan Jackson. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you all for the support. Great show. Thanks, Tom Cole.
What are you gonna do on Thursday? You gonna come watch?
I'm gonna spin it one more time. We'll give another Gen X Global prize here, courtesy of the Gen X boys.
You're gonna hang out in the hotel?
No, I think we have practice.
What time?
I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I'll be there. Maybe I'll. I'm not gonna wake up early. That's for sure. I mean, I wake up early all the time. But you gotta enjoy the little things here when you don't have two kids that wake up every 3 hours to eat in the middle of the night all night long. So like a hotel bed is like, yeah, I'm just gonna take advantage of it while I have it. I'm just gonna take advantage of it. Like, I mean, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy that I get to sleep in and enjoy the time, but I'm happy. All right, everybody. Thank you all again for the support. I think that's it. Right? Did we miss anything? Did we forget something?
No.
All right.
See you next week.
We will.
Good luck to everyone out at NXL. If you're there, come say hi.
Yeah, if you got a Spick and Span show, sure, let's do it.
No. All right.
Don't blow it this weekend.
Yeah, try not to.